I sit at the breakfast table, my usual black coffee in hand. The aroma should be comforting, but today it feels bitter. Lisa hums in the kitchen, her smile radiant, too radiant for a regular Monday morning. Something is off. I try to shake the feeling, but it lingers like a shadow. Lisa and I have been married for 10 years. I'm Mark Davis, a 38-year-old accountant. Our life seems perfect on the surface. We live in a cozy suburban house with a well-manicured lawn. Lisa manages a small boutique downtown, and I'm often buried in spreadsheets and tax forms. We've settled into a routine, a comfortable but sometimes monotonous existence. "Morning, honey," Lisa says, placing a plate of scrambled eggs in front of me. Her touch lingers on my shoulder. I look up and force a smile. "Morning," I reply. My voice sounds distant, even to me. I watch her move around the kitchen, graceful and confident. There's a glow about her, but it feels unfamiliar. I push the thought away, telling myself I'm being paranoid. Our relationship has always been built on trust. I work long hours, often coming home late, but Lisa has never complained. She's always been understanding, supportive. My best friend Tom often jokes about the monotony of marriage, but I've always brushed it off, until now. Finishing breakfast, I kiss Lisa goodbye and head to the office. The drive is uneventful, but my mind is restless. I can't shake the feeling that something is wrong. As I park my car, my phone buzzes. It's a text from Lisa. "Love you, have a great day." I stare at the screen, her words like a taunt. At work, I bury myself in numbers, trying to drown out my unease. But it follows me, gnawing at the edges of my mind. Lunch with Tom offers a brief distraction. "How's Lisa?" he asks, biting into his sandwich. "She's good," I say, though the words feel hollow. "Everything's fine." Tom raises an eyebrow. "You sure? You look a bit off." "Just work stress," I lie, forcing a chuckle. The rest of the day drags. I finally head home, hoping the feeling will dissipate. But as I walk through the door, it returns stronger than ever. Lisa greets me with a kiss, her lips soft and warm, but there's a distance in her eyes. "How was your day?" she asks, her voice sweet, too sweet. "Busy," I reply, my eyes scanning the room. Everything seems ordinary, but something feels amiss. That night, as Lisa sleeps beside me, I can't relax. I reach for her purse, curiosity getting the better of me. My heart races as I find a receipt, dinner for two at an expensive restaurant I've never been to. My stomach churns. I wake up feeling like I'm in a nightmare. The receipt burns a hole in my mind. I confront Lisa at breakfast, but she brushes it off, saying she met a friend. Her nonchalance stings. Everything seems ordinary, but I know better. This one event completely changes my life. I can't shake the feeling. That receipt nags at me, a constant reminder that something's wrong. I decide to follow Lisa. It's a Wednesday, and she's leaving for her usual yoga class. But instead of turning towards the gym, she heads downtown. My heart pounds as I tail her car, keeping a safe distance. She pulls into the parking lot of a hotel. I park a few spots away, my hands trembling on the steering wheel. I watch as she steps out, looking around nervously. Then, a man appears, Jack, her boss. They hug, and my world shatters. Rage boils within me, but I force myself to stay calm, to gather proof. I wait for what feels like hours. When they finally leave, I follow them again, this time to an upscale restaurant. They look like a couple, laughing, touching. My heart aches, but I force myself to document everything with my phone. That night, I confront Lisa. I show her the photos, my hands shaking with fury. She denies it at first, tears streaming down her face. "We're just friends," she insists, but I don't believe her. The trust is broken. Days pass in a blur of arguments and tears. Lisa pleads with me, but I can't get the images out of my mind. I start obsessively tracking her movements, installing cameras at home, and hiring a private investigator. Every lie she's told unravels, revealing layers of deceit. I'm at work when the investigator calls. He's got evidence, photos, emails, texts. Jack and Lisa are having an affair. I feel a mix of rage and relief. I have proof, but what do I do with it? I decide to confront Jack. I walk into his office, my heart pounding. "We need to talk," I say, my voice cold. Jack looks up, surprised. "Mark, what's this about?" "You know damn well what it's about," I snap, throwing the photos on his desk. "Stay away from my wife, or I'll expose you." He smirks, leaning back in his chair. "You think anyone will believe you? Without solid proof, it's your word against mine." I clench my fists, realizing he's right. I need irrefutable evidence, something that will destroy him. My investigation leads me to more shocking discoveries. Jack isn't just having an affair with Lisa, he's embezzling company funds. I gather the documents, my heart racing. This is my leverage, but it also puts me in danger. One night, as I'm leaving the office, a car speeds towards me. I jump out of the way just in time. My car is vandalized the next day, and I start receiving anonymous threats. Jack's goons are trying to scare me off, but I refuse to back down. I confront Lisa again, showing her the evidence of Jack's crimes. She's horrified, but I can't tell if it's because of the affair or the danger we're now in. "Mark, please, let's just leave this alone," she begs. "I can't," I say, my voice hard. "He needs to pay for what he's done." The tension between us is unbearable. I move into the guest room, unable to look at her without feeling a mix of love and betrayal. Our once happy home is now a battlefield. I start planning my next move. I need to expose Jack at a company board meeting, but I know he'll try to discredit me. I need backup, someone who can vouch for me. I call Tom, explaining everything. He's shocked but agrees to help. The night before the meeting, I barely sleep. My mind races with possibilities, fears. I imagine every scenario, every outcome. I know this could ruin me, but I can't let Jack get away with it. The morning of the meeting, I feel like I'm walking to my execution. I stand before the board, presenting the evidence. Jack tries to interrupt, but I keep going, my voice steady despite my racing heart. "This man has been embezzling funds and having an affair with my wife," I say, showing the photos and documents. The room is silent, the board members exchanging shocked glances. Jack stands, trying to discredit me. "Mark is a jealous husband making wild accusations," he says, his voice calm. "There's no proof of any embezzlement." Before I can respond, the door bursts open. It's Tom, holding more documents. "Actually, there is," he says, handing the papers to the board members. "I've been gathering evidence, and it's all here." The room erupts in chaos. The board members call for security, and Jack is escorted out, shouting threats. Lisa, who had come to support Jack, looks humiliated, tears streaming down her face. I feel a bittersweet victory, knowing our marriage is beyond repair. With Jack out of the picture, the threats stop, but my life is still in turmoil. I file for divorce, and the legal battle is messy. Lisa tries to win me back, but I can't forget her betrayal. I feel like a part of me has died, the trust and love we once shared destroyed. I start focusing on my personal and professional recovery. I see a therapist, trying to process my emotions. The media frenzy around Jack's arrest dies down, and I slowly rebuild my life. I get a promotion, but it requires moving to another city. It feels like a fresh start, a chance to leave the past behind. I pack my belongings, feeling a mix of sadness and relief. Lisa's last attempt to reconcile comes the night before I leave. She shows up at my door, tears in her eyes. "Mark, please, let's try again," she begs. I look at her, feeling a pang of sorrow. "I can't, Lisa. Too much has happened. I forgive you, but I can't forget." We have a final, painful conversation. She admits her mistakes, and I forgive her, but only for my own peace. We part ways for good, and I drive away, ready to start a new chapter. The experience has changed me, made me wiser. I'm more cautious, more aware of the signs of deceit. I've learned that trust is fragile, and once broken, it's almost impossible to repair. As I drive to my new city, I feel a sense of hope. New opportunities await, and I'm eager to see where life takes me. There's a hint of a new romance on the horizon, but I'm taking it slow, careful not to repeat past mistakes. The nightmare is over, but the scars remain. I'm stronger, more resilient. I'm ready to embrace the future, knowing I've outsmarted them and made them pay. My journey has just begun, and I'm determined to make the most of it. I wake up every day, grateful for a fresh start. I've learned to trust myself, to rely on my instincts. I've become a better man, forged in the fires of betrayal and redemption. The trial was the turning point, the catalyst that changed everything. I faced my fears, confronted the lies, and emerged victorious. Now, as I look to the future, I'm filled with a sense of purpose and determination. This is my story, my truth. I've paid for the past, and now I'm ready to embrace the future. I sit in the dim light of my living room, the flicker of the TV casting shadows on the walls. My mind is a whirlwind. I have the evidence, but what do I do with it? Lisa is upstairs, probably texting Jack. The thought makes my skin crawl. I need a plan, something foolproof. I decide to approach Lisa again, hoping she'll finally come clean. "We need to talk," I say, standing in the doorway of our bedroom. She looks up, her eyes wary. "About what?" "About Jack." "About everything." She sighs, a mixture of frustration and fear crossing her face. "Mark, I told you." "I have proof," I interrupt, my voice hard. I toss the photos on the bed. She picks them up, her hands trembling. "Where did you get these?" "It doesn't matter. What matters is that you've been lying to me." She sinks onto the bed, tears welling in her eyes. "I'm sorry, Mark. I never meant for it to go this far." Her confession is a knife to my heart. "Why, Lisa? Why did you do this?" "It just happened," she whispers. "Jack made me feel special, wanted. I didn't think—" "You didn't think about us," I snap, cutting her off. "About what this would do to our marriage." "I'm so sorry," she sobs. "Please, Mark, let's try to fix this." But I can't. The betrayal is too deep. I leave her there, crying, and head to the garage. I need to clear my head. The cool night air does little to calm my racing thoughts. I start planning my next move. I need to expose Jack at the company board meeting, but I know he'll try to discredit me. I call Tom, explaining everything. He's shocked, but agrees to help. Together, we gather more evidence, connecting Jack's embezzlement to his affair with Lisa. The day of the meeting arrives. I feel a mix of fear and determination. I walk into the boardroom, my heart pounding. The room is filled with stern faces, waiting for me to speak. "I have something to share," I begin, my voice steady. I lay out the documents, the photos, the emails. Jack has been embezzling funds and having an affair with my wife. The room falls silent. Jack stands, trying to defend himself. "These are wild accusations, Mark. You're just a jealous husband." But Tom steps forward, holding more documents. "Actually, it's all true," he says, handing the papers to the board members. "I've been gathering evidence, and it's all here." The board members exchange shocked glances. Security is called, and Jack is escorted out, shouting threats. Lisa, who had come to support Jack, looks humiliated, tears streaming down her face. I feel a bittersweet victory, knowing our marriage is beyond repair. With Jack out of the picture, the threats stop. But my life is still in turmoil. I file for divorce, and the legal battle is messy. Lisa tries to win me back, but I can't forget her betrayal. I feel like a part of me has died, the trust and love we once shared destroyed. One evening, I'm alone in the house, trying to piece my life back together. The doorbell rings, and I open it to find Lisa standing there, looking vulnerable. "Can we talk?" she asks softly. "Why are you here, Lisa?" "I just want to explain. Please, Mark." I let her in, and we sit in the living room. She looks around, taking in the changes. "You've redecorated." "I needed a fresh start," I say, my voice cold. She takes a deep breath. "Mark, I know I hurt you, but I still love you. I want to try to make things right. I look at her, feeling a mix of anger and sadness. It's too late, Lisa. Too much has happened. She reaches out, touching my hand. Please, just give us a chance. Her touch stirs old feelings, memories of better times. For a moment, I consider it. But then I remember the pain, the lies. I pull my hand away. No, Lisa, I can't. She nods, tears in her eyes. I understand. I'm so sorry for everything. After she leaves, I feel a strange sense of relief. The door has closed on that chapter of my life. But the pain lingers, a constant reminder of the betrayal. I throw myself into my work, trying to move on. I start seeing a therapist, working through my emotions. It helps, but the road to recovery is long. I feel like I'm piecing myself back together, bit by bit. Months pass, and I begin to feel more like myself. The media frenzy around Jack's arrest dies down, and I slowly rebuild my life. I get a promotion, but it requires moving to another city. It feels like a fresh start, a chance to leave the past behind. Packing my belongings, I feel a mix of sadness and relief. Lisa's last attempt to reconcile comes the night before I leave. She shows up at my door, tears in her eyes. "Mark, please, let's try again," she begs. I look at her, feeling a pang of sorrow. "I can't, Lisa. Too much has happened. I forgive you, but I can't forget." We have a final painful conversation. She admits her mistakes, and I forgive her, but only for my own peace. We part ways for good, and I drive away, ready to start a new chapter. The experience has changed me, made me wiser. I'm more cautious, more aware of the signs of deceit. I've learned that trust is fragile, and once broken, it's almost impossible to repair. As I drive to my new city, I feel a sense of hope. New opportunities await, and I'm eager to see where life takes me. There's a hint of a new romance on the horizon, but I'm taking it slow, careful not to repeat past mistakes. The nightmare is over, but the scars remain. I'm stronger, more resilient. I'm ready to embrace the future, knowing I've outsmarted them and made them pay. My journey has just begun, and I'm determined to make the most of it. I wake up every day, grateful for a fresh start. I've learned to trust myself, to rely on my instincts. I've become a better man, forged in the fires of betrayal and redemption. The trial was the turning point, the catalyst that changed everything. I faced my fears, confronted the lies, and emerged victorious. Now, as I look to the future, I'm filled with a sense of purpose and determination. This is my story, my truth. I've paid for the past, and now I'm ready to embrace the future. The days blend together as I settle into my new life. Work keeps me busy, and I start to form new routines. The pain of the past slowly fades, replaced by a cautious optimism. I make new friends, and the possibility of love begins to feel real again. One evening, I'm having dinner with a colleague, Sarah. She's smart, funny, and kind. As we talk, I feel a spark, something I haven't felt in a long time. We laugh, sharing stories and dreams. It feels good, natural. "Would you like to do this again?" she asks as we leave the restaurant. "I'd like that," I say, smiling. We start seeing each other more often. It's slow, cautious, but it feels right. I'm careful, taking my time, learning to trust again. Sarah understands, and she's patient. She doesn't push, just lets things unfold naturally. One night, as we sit on her couch, she turns to me. "Mark, I know you've been through a lot. I don't want to rush you, but I want you to know I'm here for you, whatever you need." I look at her, feeling a warmth I thought I'd lost forever. "Thank you, Sarah. That means a lot to me." We kiss, and it feels like the beginning of something new, something beautiful. I'm finally ready to move on, to embrace the future. The past is a part of me, but it doesn't define me. I'm stronger, wiser, and ready for whatever comes next. This is my new beginning, my fresh start. I've faced the darkness and come out the other side. Now it's time to live, to love, and to embrace the future with open arms. I stand outside the courthouse, the cold air biting at my skin. Today is the day. Jack's trial is about to begin, and my heart races with a mix of fear and determination. I've been waiting for this moment, but now that it's here, I'm filled with dread. I know what's at stake. I've gathered the evidence, prepared my testimony, but anything can happen in that courtroom. I walk inside, the sterile smell of the courthouse filling my nostrils. Lisa is already there, sitting on the bench, her face pale. She glances at me, her eyes full of regret. I nod curtly, focusing on what I need to do. This isn't about us anymore. It's about justice. The courtroom fills quickly. Jack walks in with his lawyer, his expression smug. He looks at me, his eyes cold. I stare back, unflinching. I won't let him intimidate me. The judge enters, and everyone rises. The trial begins. The prosecutor lays out the charges against Jack: embezzlement, fraud, and a litany of other crimes. I listen, my heart pounding. When it's my turn to testify, I stand, my legs trembling slightly. I walk to the witness stand, feeling every eye in the room on me. I take a deep breath, steadying myself. My name is Mark Davis. I'm here to testify against Jack Reynolds. The prosecutor guides me through my testimony. I present the evidence, the financial documents, the emails, the photos. Each piece is a nail in Jack's coffin. I speak clearly, my voice strong. I recount the threats, the attacks on me. The room is silent, everyone hanging on my every word. Jack's lawyer tries to discredit me, but I remain calm. I answer his questions. My response is measured and precise. He throws accusations at me, but I don't falter. I've come too far to let him shake me now. After my testimony, I return to my seat, my hands still trembling. Lisa looks at me, her eyes pleading. I ignore her. I can't let her distract me. Not now. The trial drags on, each day filled with tension. Witness after witness takes the stand, corroborating my story. The evidence against Jack mounts. His lawyer fights back, but it's clear they're losing ground. The judge's expression grows grimmer with each passing day. On the final day of the trial, the prosecutor makes his closing argument. He lays out the case with precision, painting Jack as a manipulative, greedy man. Jack's lawyer counters, trying to cast doubt, but it's a losing battle. The jury deliberates, and the wait is agonizing. Hours pass, and then they return. The foreman stands, holding the verdict. We find the defendant, Jack Reynolds, guilty on all charges. A wave of relief washes over me. Jack is led away in handcuffs, his expression stunned. Justice is served, but the victory is bittersweet. My life is in shambles, and I'm left to pick up the pieces. Outside the courthouse, Lisa approaches me. Mark, please, can we talk? There's nothing left to say, Lisa, I reply, my voice weary. I'm sorry, she whispers. I never meant for any of this to happen. I know, I say, but it did, and now we have to live with the consequences. She nods, tears streaming down her face. I understand. I wish things were different. Me too, I say. I turn and walk away, feeling a strange mix of sorrow and relief. It's over. The fight is done. But the healing has just begun. In the following weeks, I focus on rebuilding my life. I move to the new city, starting my job with renewed determination. I throw myself into work, finding solace in the routine. My colleagues are welcoming, and slowly, I start to feel like I belong. Sarah and I continue to see each other. Our relationship grows, built on honesty and mutual respect. She understands my past, my scars, and she doesn't push. We take things slow, savoring each moment. One night, as we sit on my balcony, the city lights twinkling below, she turns to me. Mark, I'm really glad we met. Me too, I say, taking her hand. You've helped me more than you know. We kiss, and it feels right. For the first time in a long time, I feel at peace. The pain of the past fades, replaced by hope for the future. But healing isn't a straight path. There are days when the memories resurface, the hurt and betrayal hitting me anew. I see a therapist working through my emotions. It's hard but necessary. I'm learning to forgive, not just Lisa, but myself. One evening, I receive a call from Lisa. She's crying, her voice shaky. "Mark, I need to talk to you." "What is it, Lisa?" "I'm in trouble. I don't know who else to turn to." I hesitate, my mind racing. Part of me wants to shut her out, to leave her to deal with her own problems. But another part of me remembers the love we once shared. "Where are you?" She gives me an address, and I drive there, my mind a whirlwind of emotions. I find her in a shabby apartment, looking fragile and lost. "Mark," she whispers, tears in her eyes. "Thank you for coming." "What's going on, Lisa?" "I've been getting threats. I think it's Jack's people. They're blaming me for his downfall." I feel a surge of anger. "Why didn't you call the police?" "I did, but they didn't take me seriously." I sigh, feeling a mix of frustration and pity. "Okay, let's figure this out." We talk for hours, piecing together what's been happening. It's clear she's scared, and despite everything, I can't leave her to face this alone. I help her file a report, and we contact a lawyer. The days that follow are tense. I worry about her safety, but I can't let it consume me. I have my own life to live, my own battles to fight. I keep my distance, supporting her from afar. Eventually, the threats stop. Lisa finds a new place, a fresh start of her own. We part ways again, this time on better terms. There's no going back, but there's no more animosity either. We've both moved on, in our own ways. As the months pass, I find a new rhythm. Work, therapy, time with Sarah. Each day is a step forward. I'm healing, slowly but surely. The pain of the past lingers, but it no longer defines me. One afternoon, I'm at a park, watching the ducks on the pond. Sarah sits beside me, her hand in mine. "You've come a long way, Mark," she says softly. "I couldn't have done it without you," I reply, squeezing her hand. We sit in comfortable silence, the sun setting in the distance. I feel a sense of contentment, a peace I never thought I'd find again. The journey has been hard, but I'm stronger for it. The trial was the culmination of the conflict, the peak of tension, but it was also the turning point. I found the strength to continue, to rebuild. The path to resolution is long, but I'm walking it, one step at a time. This is my story, my truth. I've faced betrayal and emerged stronger. I've learned to trust myself, to rely on my instincts. I'm ready for whatever comes next, with Sarah by my side. As the sun sets, I feel a sense of closure. The past is behind me, and the future is bright. I'm ready to embrace it, to live fully. I've made them pay, and now it's time for me to live. I sit in my new office, the morning sun streaming through the windows. It's a fresh start. The trial is over, Jack is behind bars, and I'm slowly rebuilding my life. I focus on my work, immersing myself in the details of my new job. The routine is comforting, a welcome distraction from the chaos of the past year. My phone buzzes. It's a text from Sarah. "Dinner tonight?" "Can't wait," I reply, a smile tugging at my lips. Sarah has been my rock through all of this, her patience and understanding a balm to my wounded soul. We're taking things slow, savoring the newness of our relationship. I glance around my office, the walls still bare. I haven't had time to decorate, to make this space my own. But there's a sense of possibility here, a promise of new beginnings. I lean back in my chair, feeling a rare moment of peace. My thoughts drift to Lisa. She's found a new apartment, started a new job. We're on better terms now, our interactions civil. The divorce proceedings were painful, but necessary. We've both moved on, carving out new lives from the wreckage of our marriage. The workday passes quickly. I lose myself in spreadsheets and reports, the numbers soothing in their precision. By the time I leave the office, the sun is setting, casting a golden glow over the city. I head to Sarah's place, my heart light. She greets me at the door, her smile warm. "Hey you," she says, pulling me into a hug. "Hey," I reply, kissing her softly. Her touch is a reminder of how far I've come, how much I've healed. We cook dinner together, the kitchen filled with the sounds of sizzling pans and laughter. It feels right, this simple domesticity. We talk about our days, about plans for the weekend. The conversation flows easily, a testament to the comfort we found in each other. After dinner, we settle on the couch, a glass of wine in hand. Sarah leans against me, her warmth a soothing presence. "How are you feeling?" she asks, her voice soft. "Better," I admit. "The trial is over, and I feel like I can finally move forward." "I'm glad," she says, squeezing my hand. "You deserve to be happy, Mark." We sit in comfortable silence, the weight of the past lifting slowly. I think about the journey I've been on, the pain and the betrayal, but I also think about the strength I've found, the resilience I never knew I had. The next few weeks are a blur of work and quiet moments with Sarah. We explore the city together, finding new favorite spots, creating new memories. Each day feels like a step forward, a move away from the darkness of the past. One evening we decide to visit a new restaurant that's just opened. The ambiance is cozy, the food delicious. As we finish our meal, Sarah looks at me, her eyes sparkling. "I have something to tell you," she says, her voice trembling slightly. "What is it?" I ask, my heart pounding. "I've been offered a job," she says, her eyes searching mine. "It's in another city." The news hits me like a punch to the gut. "Another city? When do you have to decide?" "Soon," she replies. "I haven't accepted it yet. I wanted to talk to you first." I take a deep breath, trying to process the information. "What do you want to do?" "I don't know," she admits. "It's a great opportunity, but I don't want to lose what we have." The thought of losing Sarah is unbearable. "We can make it work," I say, my voice firm. "We can visit each other, make time for us." She nods, tears glistening in her eyes. "I want that too, Mark. I don't want to lose you." We sit there, holding hands, the weight of the decision hanging over us. It's a reminder that life is unpredictable, that nothing is certain. But it also reminds me of how far I've come, of the strength I've found. The next day, I throw myself into work, trying to distract myself from the uncertainty of the future. But my thoughts keep drifting back to Sarah, to the decision we have to make. I know we can make it work, but it won't be easy. A few days later, we sit down to discuss our options. "I've decided to take the job," Sarah says, her voice steady. "But I want us to stay together. We can make it work, Mark." "I believe that," I reply, my heart aching. "We'll make it work." We spend the next few weeks planning, figuring out how to balance our lives. It's a challenge, but we're committed. The thought of losing Sarah is too painful to bear. The day she leaves is bittersweet. We stand at the airport, holding each other tightly. "I'll visit as often as I can," I promise, my voice choked with emotion. "Me too," she replies, tears streaming down her face. "I love you, Mark." "I love you too," I whisper, kissing her softly. As she walks away, I feel a mix of sadness and hope. This is another test, another challenge. But I'm stronger now, more resilient. I know we can make it work. The weeks that follow are hard. I miss Sarah desperately, the distance a constant ache. But we talk every day, visit as often as we can. Each reunion is a reminder of what we're fighting for, of the love that binds us. I throw myself into my work, finding new projects, new challenges. It helps to keep busy, to stay focused. But there are moments when the loneliness creeps in, when I miss the simple comfort of Sarah's presence. One evening, as I sit in my apartment, the phone rings. It's Sarah. "I have news," she says, her voice excited. "What is it?" I ask, my heart pounding. "I've found a job here," she says. "In your city. I'm moving back." The news fills me with joy. "That's amazing, Sarah. I can't wait to have you back." The next few weeks are a whirlwind of preparation. Sarah moves back, and we find a place together. It feels like a new beginning, a fresh start. We're stronger for the distance, more committed to each other. Living together is an adjustment, but a welcome one. We find a rhythm, a balance. Our relationship deepens, built on trust and mutual respect. We're partners, equals, and it feels right. One night, as we lie in bed, Sarah turns to me. "Mark, I've never been this happy," she says, her voice soft. "Me neither," I reply, kissing her. "I'm so glad you're here." As we fall asleep, I feel a sense of peace, of contentment. The past is behind us and the future is bright. We've faced challenges, but we've come out stronger. The experience has taught me so much about resilience, about the power of love and forgiveness. I've learned to trust myself, to rely on my instincts. I found strength I never knew I had. The path to resolution has been long and hard, but it's brought me here, to this moment of peace and happiness. I'm ready to embrace the future, to live fully and love deeply. This is my story, my truth. I've faced the darkness and emerged stronger. I've learned to trust myself, to rely on my instincts. I'm ready for whatever comes next, with Sarah by my side. As we lie in the darkness, I feel a sense of closure. The past is behind me, and the future is bright. I'm ready to embrace it, to live fully. I've made them pay, and now it's time for me to live. I wake up early, the weight of the day pressing on my chest. Today is the final confrontation, Jack's sentencing hearing. It feels like the end of a long, harrowing journey. I sit on the edge of the bed, Sarah still asleep beside me. Her presence calms my nerves. I gently brush a strand of hair from her face and she stirs, opening her eyes. "Today's the day," I say, my voice hushed. She reaches for my hand, squeezing it. "You've got this, Mark. It's almost over." I nod, feeling a surge of determination. "I know. Thank you for being here." The drive to the courthouse is tense. My mind races with thoughts of what's to come. Jack's face, his smug expression flashes in my mind. But I also think about the people he's hurt, the lives he's destroyed. Today, he faces the consequences. The courtroom is packed. Journalists, curious onlookers, and those seeking closure. I take my seat, feeling the weight of their eyes on me. Jack is brought in, handcuffed, his once confident demeanor now shattered. He looks around, his gaze landing on me. Our eyes lock, and I hold his stare, unflinching. The judge enters, and the room falls silent. The proceedings begin, each word a step closer to justice. The prosecutor speaks passionately, detailing Jack's crimes, his betrayals. I listen, each word a reminder of the pain, but also of the strength I've found. Jack's lawyer makes a last-ditch effort, painting him as a man who made mistakes but doesn't deserve harsh punishment. I feel a surge of anger, but I keep it in check. The judge considers the arguments, the evidence. Finally, it's my turn. I stand, my legs trembling slightly, and walk to the stand. I take a deep breath, facing the judge, the jury, the room full of strangers. "My name is Mark Davis," I begin. "I'm here because Jack Reynolds betrayed my trust, my family, and his company. He didn't just commit financial crimes, he destroyed lives. He made me question everything I believed in." I recount the events, the affair, the embezzlement, the threats. I speak clearly, my voice strong. I see the impact of my words, the expressions of those listening. When I finish, I return to my seat, my heart pounding. The judge looks at Jack, her expression stern. "Jack Reynolds, your actions have caused significant harm. You've shown no remorse. I hereby sentence you to 15 years in prison." The room buzzes with reaction. Jack's face pales, his arrogance crumbling. He's led away, and I feel a strange mix of relief and sadness. Justice is served, but the scars remain. Outside the courthouse, I take a deep breath, the crisp air filling my lungs. Sarah is there, waiting for me. She hugs me tightly, and I feel the tension melt away. "It's over," she whispers. "You did it." "Yeah," I reply, holding her close. It's finally over. We walk away, hand in hand, ready to start anew. The past is behind us, and the future stretches ahead, full of possibilities. In the days that follow, Life begins to settle into a new normal. The media frenzy dies down, and I focus on my work, my relationship with Sarah. We make plans for the future, talking about moving in together, maybe even marriage. One evening, as we sit on the balcony of our apartment watching the sunset, Sarah turns to me. "Mark, I've been thinking about something." "What is it?" I ask, curious. "I want to start a charity," she says, "for victims of financial crimes like what Jack did, to help them rebuild their lives." I'm taken aback, but also deeply moved. "That's an incredible idea, Sarah. I'd love to help." We spend the next few weeks planning, laying the groundwork for the charity. It gives us both a sense of purpose, a way to turn the pain into something positive. We meet with lawyers, set up a website, start fundraising. The response is overwhelming, and it feels good to be making a difference. As the charity grows, so does our relationship. We move in together, our lives intertwining seamlessly. There are challenges, of course, but we face them together, stronger for the trials we've endured. One night, as we lie in bed, I turn to Sarah. "I've been thinking about something too." "What's that?" she asks, her eyes twinkling with curiosity. "I want to marry you," I say, my voice steady. "I want to spend the rest of my life with you." Tears fill her eyes, and she nods. "Yes, Mark. Yes, I'll marry you." We start planning the wedding, a small, intimate affair with close friends and family. It feels right, a celebration of our journey, our love. The day is perfect, filled with joy and laughter. As we exchange vows, I feel a sense of peace, of completion. We've come so far, and now we're starting a new chapter together. Life moves on, and we embrace it fully. The charity thrives, helping countless people rebuild their lives. Our marriage is strong, built on trust and mutual respect. We face challenges together, supporting each other through thick and thin. One evening, as we sit by the fireplace, Sarah turns to me. "I'm pregnant," she says, her voice filled with emotion. Joy floods my heart, and I pull her into a tight embrace. "That's amazing news, Sarah. I'm so happy." We prepare for the arrival of our child, our excitement growing with each passing day. The future feels bright, filled with hope and promise. When our daughter is born, I hold her in my arms, feeling a love I never knew possible. As I look at my family, I realize how far I've come. The journey has been long and hard, filled with pain and betrayal. But it's also been a journey of growth, of finding strength and resilience. I've learned to trust myself, to rely on my instincts. I've faced the darkness and emerged stronger. I've made them pay. And now, it's time to live. To embrace the future with open arms, to love deeply and fully. This is my story, my truth. And it's just the beginning. The years pass, and life is good. We watch our daughter grow, filled with wonder and pride. The charity continues to thrive, helping those in need. Our marriage remains strong, a partnership built on love and respect. One afternoon, as we sit in the park, watching our daughter play, Sarah turns to me. "Mark, I'm so proud of you, of everything you've accomplished." I smile, feeling a warmth in my chest. "I couldn't have done it without you, Sarah. You've been my rock." We sit in comfortable silence, watching our daughter laugh and play. The past feels distant, a memory that no longer holds power over me. I've moved on, embraced the future, and built a life filled with love and purpose. As the sun sets, casting a golden glow over the park, I feel a sense of contentment, of peace. This is my life, my journey. I've faced the trials, the darkness, and emerged stronger. I'm ready for whatever comes next, with Sarah and our daughter by my side. This is my story, my truth. I've made them pay, and now it's time to live, to embrace the future, to love deeply and fully. The journey is far from over, but I'm ready for whatever comes next. With my family by my side, I know we can face anything. The reckoning is complete, and the future is bright. I'm ready to live, to embrace each moment, to love and to grow. This is just the beginning, and I'm excited for what lies ahead. I wake up early, sunlight streaming through the window. Sarah is beside me, her breathing steady. Our daughter, Emily, is still asleep in her room. I get up quietly, careful not to wake them, and head to the kitchen. The house is peaceful, a stark contrast to the chaos of the past. I make a cup of coffee, the familiar ritual grounding me. I sit at the table, looking out at the garden. It's a beautiful day, and for the first time in a long time, I feel a deep sense of contentment. The journey has been long and hard, but I'm finally at peace. Sarah joins me, wrapping her arms around my shoulders. "Morning," she says, her voice warm. "Morning," I reply, kissing her hand. "Emily still asleep?" "Yeah, she had a late night," Sarah laughs. "Kids' sleepovers are no joke." We sit together, enjoying the quiet morning. It's moments like these that make everything worthwhile. The trials, the pain, the struggle. It's all led to this, a life filled with love and happiness. I think back to where it all started, the betrayal and the trial. It feels like a different lifetime. I've grown so much since then, learned to trust myself, to rely on my strength. I've built a new life, one filled with purpose and joy. Emily wakes up, her footsteps padding down the hallway. She bursts into the kitchen, her face lit up with excitement. "Daddy, Mommy, can we go to the park today?" "Of course, sweetie," I say, lifting her into my arms. "Let's have breakfast first." We spend the morning together, laughing and playing. The park is filled with families, the sounds of children's laughter filling the air. I watch Emily run around, her joy infectious. Sarah sits beside me, her hand in mine. "This is perfect," she says, her voice soft. "I'm so happy." "Me too," I reply, feeling a surge of love for my family. I never thought I'd find this kind of peace. The day passes in a blur of happiness. We return home, tired but content. Emily falls asleep quickly, and Sarah and I sit on the porch, the night air cool against our skin. "I've been thinking about everything we've been through," I say, my voice thoughtful. "It's amazing how far we've come." "It is," Sarah agrees. "You're an incredible man, Mark. I'm so proud of you." Her words fill me with warmth. I pull her close, kissing her gently. "I couldn't have done it without you," I whisper. We sit in comfortable silence, the stars twinkling above us. The future is bright, filled with endless possibilities. I'm excited to see what comes next, to continue building this life with Sarah and Emily. As the night deepens, we head inside, ready to face whatever the future holds. I feel a sense of closure, a peace that comes from knowing I've faced my demons and emerged stronger. The next morning, I wake up with a sense of purpose. I head to my office, ready to tackle the day's challenges. The charity work is fulfilling, each success a reminder of why we started it. Helping others rebuild their lives gives me a deep sense of satisfaction. At lunch, I meet with a new client, a woman whose life was destroyed by a financial scam. Her story is heartbreaking, but it fuels my determination to help her. We go over the details of her case, and I promise to do everything I can to assist her. As I walk back to my office, I reflect on my own journey. The betrayal, the trial, the rebuilding, it's all led me here. I've turned my pain into purpose, helping others find their way out of the darkness. It's a fulfilling path, one that gives my life meaning. That evening, I return home to the sound of laughter. Sarah and Emily are in the living room playing a board game. I join them, my heart full. We spend the evening together, the love and warmth of our family a constant source of joy. As we put Emily to bed, I tuck her in, kissing her forehead. "Good night, sweetie. I love you." "Love you too, Daddy," she murmurs, drifting off to sleep. Sarah and I sit together on the porch, enjoying the quiet night. "We've built something amazing here," I say, my voice filled with gratitude. "We have," Sarah agrees, "and it's just the beginning." I nod, feeling a sense of anticipation for the future. There will be challenges, but we'll face them together. I'm no longer the man who was broken by betrayal. I'm stronger, wiser, and ready for whatever comes next. As we sit there, the stars shining above, I feel a deep sense of contentment. This is my life, my truth. I've faced the darkness and emerged into the light. The journey has been hard, but it's made me who I am today. This is just the beginning. With Sarah and Emily by my side, I know we can face anything. The future is bright, filled with love and promise, and I'm ready to embrace it, to live fully and fearlessly. The past is behind me, and the future is ours to shape. I'm ready for whatever comes next, with my family by my side. This is my story, my truth. I've made them pay, and now it's time to live. To love deeply, to embrace each moment, and to build a life filled with purpose and joy.